Yeah, you can take me there.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another GeekaWhat video, and today I'm sat amongst a load of really awesome PC hardware because we're going to build the ultimate RTX 3060 Ti gaming setup for 2020 and 2021 because I don't want this video to be out of date in 3 weeks. Now, as with all of my setups, we're going to start things off by grabbing our PC today. This is the recent $1,200 system I built in this video here. It's featuring a Gigabyte Eagle OC 3060 Ti, as well as the new Cooler Master Hyper 212 RGB Black Edition. Very catchy names today, built inside Antec's DP502 Flux, which actually has a load of ventilation at the front to keep our entire system nice and cool today. Before I go ahead and install the monitor, I'm actually going to grab some of our peripheral choices today. The first of those peripherals today is our headset, and yes, I've got two. These are the new Turtle Beach Stealth 6 and 700s. They're compatible with the new PS5, which I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, going to get hands on with super duper soon. So we're future-proofing ourselves, but they also work out the box with a PC as well today. I think the 600s are going to be the best choice for this video, so 700s? They're off. Before we go ahead and get the headset out of the box, we probably need somewhere to hang it up. These are a little bit overkill for any setup, I'm not gonna lie to you. And you could save a little bit of money by opting for a cheaper headset stand. But the Corsair LT100s have some really cool game integrations. There we go, and also couple as a headset stand today. Jake, are you gonna cut this video together? So then, here they are. These are the slightly lower priced 600 model. Those ear cups actually look super duper breathable. We've got the Turtle Beach branding in the center of the ear cushion as well. And style test. As far as style goes, I'm feeling like these are taking me up a notch. Jake, would you swipe right? Sorry, what's that? I can't hear you. The ear cushions are slightly too noise isolating. Also inside the box, you get a USB-C cable. Yes, why don't more brands include USB-C? It's just the standard. Every single peripheral nowadays should be USB-C wherever possible. And this tiny, look at that. I mean, even in a build video where we can't have a teeny tiny screwdriver, we have got a teeny tiny dongle. The people are going to be relieved. And that is, I mean, it looks easy to lose, if I'm being brutally honest, but it's going to fit in the back of any PC or console nice and easily. I am actually quite intrigued, though, to kind of see what the differences are between these ones and the 700s. Okay, that's quite interesting. So, fundamentally, the design is pretty similar. You still get kind of these inline volume controls. Can we see that? You still get these kind of inline volume controls. This flip to mute microphone, which you basically just pop up if you don't want to be heard in games. But you lose the blue trim in favor of this quite nice silver. The ear cups feel like more leatherette material, but fundamentally, fairly similar. And once again, this does use USB-C. There is a God out there. Now, I don't know if this was intentional, but the 700's dongle is slightly bigger. So if you do happen to buy both, then the shiny one is the one. Shiny one's the one you want. Cool, let's put those to one side so I totally won't lose them and move nicely on to the rest of our peripherals today. If you do happen to lose the dongle, which I probably will, let's be honest, they can be used in wired mode or wirelessly with about 15 hours of battery life. Lovely stuff. The mouse pad is next up today then, the Corsair MM350 Pro. I mean, any extended mouse pad is gonna be a decent choice. This Corsair one's got quite a thick weave, which is never something I thought I'd say about a mouse pad, and it's going to look quite good on the setup today. Some people will think this is a little bit, tiny bit obnoxious, but personally, I quite like the way it looks. I'm going to be pairing it with the new Corsair K60 RGB Pro. I have used this before, I just forgot the name. Everything is just named. There's just too many letters, too many numbers, it just passes my mind. This is a pretty good value keyboard, I want to say, from Corsair, which is, I'm not going to say a rarity, but they do tend to be on the slightly higher priced end of the market. It doesn't have cherry switches, which is probably the biggest downside to this keyboard today, but the low profile mechanical thing is kind of what everyone's rooting for right now, and I can see why. One of my favorite keyboards, really nicely packaged, great price point, all around a really good choice today. Now then, that brings us nicely on to the final peripheral today before we go and pop the monitor into place. This is the MSI GM50 clutch to help you clutch those wins. I mean, it's probably more to do with the actual clutch grip of the mouse. It's got a really good sensor, nice high DPI and RGB integration that's going to work quite nicely with the entire setup today. That's going to pop on there, and this mousepad surface is actually quite resistant. I did a setup video with a Rocat extended mousepad that was a lot more flyy, had a tendency to move about that little bit quicker. Okay then, the setup is kind of getting there. It's looking pretty good already today. I can't wait to see what these kind of RGB sticks and the RGB of the PC look like when we're all powered up. But first, there appears to be something quite large missing, and that is right here. This, I don't know, why have I done that?
I aim to please.
There we go. This is the GeekaWhat G32QC. It's a 32-inch, 165Hz curved panel. How's that look, Dan? Looking good. A bit of a side angle on that curve there. What do we think, Jake? It's a curvy boy. Right, let's pop that back down. On a serious note, though, you have got a decision to make when it comes to monitors today. You can either go for a 1440p panel like this one. It would be my preference. I think it's a pretty stunning display, and that's why I keep on using it. But I think if you're into 1080p gaming more so than 1440p, and you're never really going to venture past that full HD resolution, you can save a bit of money. Or use the same budget and get like a 240Hz, 300Hz panel and go balls to the walls. But I think in terms of the actual overall setup build, that pretty much wraps it up. What we are going to do now, though, is plug everything up and see if we can boot into Windows first time, which would be a surprise, but let's see how this thing looks when it's all powered up, and then, of course, how this setup all performs. Power switch. There we go. PC's on. PC's booted. Waiting for the monitor next. Oh, yes. Come on. Give me the Windows spin. Well, hey, that's a Windows spin, all right. Look at that. Okay, then. We're booted up now into Windows. The RGB towers are looking pretty sick. And we're actually going to play a little bit of the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. The campaign is awesome, so let's kind of see what frame rates we're able to get, and we're going to be tracking this at all times with NVIDIA's frame view, which is going to show up in the top left hand corner. So as you can see in the graphics menu here, we're at full screen, 165Hz, 1440p. We've got NVIDIA Reflex low latency enabled. We're pretty much high and ultra settings across the board with DLSS on balanced, and nice bit of ray tracing enabled as well. Let's jump into the campaign mode and start the mission from the beginning. Okay then, so straight off the bat, you can see here we're hovering around 80 frames per second. The ray tracing with the light already looks pretty bonkers, really. I've done this mission a fair few times, so spoiler alert, I kind of know what's coming. I want the Milano, that's me. Oh yes, now we're cooking. Look at that ray tracing though. I mean, like, there are some games where ray tracing genuinely, I don't really think there is too much need. There we go. Too much need for it, but I don't think this game is one of them. Whoa, we're definitely going to have to blur that bit, chaps. I mean, you know, once again, we're still kind of hovering around that 70 frames per second mark, which is kind of bonkers, really. That's going to do us more than nicely for today's build, and ultimately provides a really nice playable gaming experience. Next up then, we're going to jump into a little bit of Apex Legends now that it's finally finished updating. The latest Season 7 for me is a massive improvement over Season 6, and graphically it's a great test of any PC. So in the settings menu, we're running at full screen, 16:9, 1440p, pretty much very high settings across the board. Let's drop that down by 1, hit apply, and then jump into a game of trios. Come on, Apex. Don't make this difficult. No. Oh, again. Last week, this week, today, the second time someone has taken Bangalore. Fuming. Absolutely fuming. Who is he? Hamza. Oh, this was a silly area to go to, wasn't it? Is that where every man in his stocks going here? I'm feeling like we're going to be surrounded by enemies here. I was right. It's behind me. Hamza, I'm coming. I know I badmouthed you a minute ago, but I'm going to need your assistance. Give me the helmet. Give me the helmet. Give me the helmet. Right. Go, 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 go. Ah. What is happening today? What is actually happening? Right, you're not killing me. Oh, I'm going to... I'm feeling more confident that the next game is going to be the one. It's because I didn't get Bangalore. That's what happened. That was the deciding factor. That was the variable. That was the constant in all of this. Yeah. Come on. This could be my game. We've got Charles Leg. You just don't pick Bangalore and we're going to be fine. Yes! Now we're cooking. This is the game. I've got a feeling. This is it. So hovering around about 116 FPS at the minute. That should go up when we kind of get down to ground. It's just rendering in this whole new scene, but this also absolutely massive scene as well, which is going to have quite a bit of an impact. Move out the way! Oh, this is a bad spot. Very bad spot. I need the loots. Give me the loots. Yes, now we're cooking. Couple of guns, some bullets. Nice. Health pack. Lovely stuff. For about 120 FPS at the minute. That's not too shabby. We'll take it. We'll take it. 130. It's just rocketing up. 160, 170. It's kind of loading that world in now. And that has a real tangible impact on the frame rate. These aren't the only titles today though that this system and this setup excels in. Watch Dogs Legions at 1440p very high with RTX on and DLSS on gave us around 75 FPS on average, with 69 and 63 for those 90 and 99th percentile results, meaning the game stayed above that 63 mark pretty much the entire time. It's a similarly positive story in Overwatch, where at 4K ultra settings you're looking around about 142 FPS on average, with 134 and 125 for the 90 and 99th percentile results. Fortnite once again really positive. The final game today at 1440p high settings with RTX off and DLSS on is giving you around 304 FPS on average, proving that this setup and this machine as a whole is an absolute powerhouse at a price point that relative to 3070, 80 and 90 really isn't going to break the bank. If you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Give it a big old like rating, get subscribed. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.